Thank you, Ms. Roth. Appreciate the time you spent carved out for us in the office. Let's start with the Spectrum Relocation Fund, the SRF, provides funding to the federal government to research the feasibility of modifying and, if necessary, upgrading federal systems that use spectrum, but it's limited to only reimbursing a federal agency for necessary costs to update a system of quote-unquote comparable capability. Now, many federal agencies have stated that SRF limits their ability to upgrade their systems that use spectrum and continue fulfilling their missions. So, Ms. Roth, do you believe that SRF could be reformed to better incentivize agencies to share or reallocate spectrum? So why or why not?
Thank you, Senator, and thank you for meeting with me in your office. I think we should be trying to find efficiencies where possible, consistent with national security. And I'm aware of debates over SRF and how to make it more effective. I would be an honor to work with your office on this issue.
Great. Well, I think that's something we're eager to do, and I appreciate your openness to that. My chance to talk about BEAD, as we all do, and we talked about a little bit in the office. Obviously, many projects, but broadband especially, saw significant investments from the bipartisan infrastructure law. And I think we believe that improvements can be made that maintain the community input, but improve the permitting process. Again, like we've heard from various of us moving things along. What's your view on how NTIA can help states address permitting issues that may come up as BEAD projects begin construction? As you're aware, Colorado's kind of a model child in that sense that we have satellite, we have fiber, and then we have normal cell towers.
Thank you, Senator. As I said, expediting the program and specifically expediting build-out would be my priority if confirmed. And permitting is certainly one thing that I would want to look at as a potential solution to expediting the build-out side. It can also make the deployment of broadband less costly, and that's what we want, is to get the best bang for the taxpayers' buck, so that our dollars are stretched as far as possible, so that we can deliver broadband to all Americans in an expeditious and efficient manner.
I think that's exactly the right approach, and there is certainly a backlog, and it's a little bit like watching the mongoose going through the python. It's kind of blocked up for a while, but now hopefully it'll start going very, very quickly and get that money spent wisely. Again, back to spectrum and a little bit about interagency coordination. Many would argue that there's always room for improvement when federal agencies are trying to work together. It's not a natural condition of the species. In recent years, the FCC and the NTIA updated a memorandum of understanding that goes all the way back. It was first signed in 2003. Goes all the way back relative to planning and coordination of spectrum. What are your plans, or how do you see us doing the best job to maintain close communications with the FCC to ensure that these spectrum decisions are evidence-based and will hold up over the long term?
Thank you, Senator. NTIA has historically maintained a close relationship with the FCC. That's something I would certainly want to continue if I'm fortunate to be confirmed as NTIA administrator. And part of that would be certainly if reviewing the memorandum of understanding, if there's improvements to be made in NTIA and FCC's coordination, it's something I would be honored to work on.
Great. And then one last question, which you won't be able to answer completely, but I think relative to your position, assuming that you are confirmed to the NTIA, there's a rising tide of issues around AI and AI development, the data center growth, how that affects energy demand. How would you position NTIA to help facilitate resolution of those challenges?
Thank you, Senator. AI is very important, and America's leadership in AI is very important, so that to ensure that we remain the global leader in AI and don't cede that leadership to our adversaries. I think one way to advance that is through expanding spectrum access and finding efficiencies, because AI is going to place increased demand on our networks, and so any efficiencies that we can find are consistent with national security will, in the long run, protect our country and our global technology leadership.
Great. Thank you so much. And I appreciate how concise your answers are. If you can run the agency that concisely, there'll be good things ahead. Thank you. I yield back to the chair.
Thank you. Senator Peters.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mrs. Roth, good to see you, and congratulations on your nomination to serve as the Assistant Secretary. And it's nice to see that your family is here.